In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the spreadsheet add-on Doctopus to create shared folders for your class. I've already gone ahead and created a new folder or a new spreadsheet, and now I need to add the Doctopus add-on. So I'm going to go to the add-ons menu and I'm going to say get add-ons. Now this process needs to be done one time. Once we add Doctopus, it will become available in every spreadsheet that we create. So we can look through the gallery here, or we can just do a search for Doctopus. When you find Doctopus, if you click on it, you'll be able to see some information about Doctopus, about what it does, and how it works. We're going to go ahead and click Free to add it. It will need access to some various items in your drive, and it's okay, so we'll go ahead and click Accept. Once it's set that up, it will indicate that it is available in the add-ons menu. And with Doctopus, we can actually do a number of different things. But in this example, I'm going to show you how to create shared folders, how to set up folders for your class. So we'll go ahead and click Close here. And what I like about this add-on is that it opens up in a panel on the right-hand side, and it walks you through step by step exactly what you need to do to work this add-on. So the first thing that we need to do is select a roster. Now we can actually have a roster. What we can do with this script is we'll be able to save a roster and reuse it every time we run Doctopus. So because we don't have any rosters saved, we're actually going to build a new roster. And again, you have some different choices. So if we choose Select Method, we can build this roster on this sheet. We can import a roster from G-Class folders if you used that script, or we can import from the teacher dashboard. In this option, we're going to go ahead and build it on this sheet. Now you'll see the spreadsheet work. Right now it's telling you that in a few simple steps you'll be able to create your roster. So we're going to go ahead and click Create Roster, and you'll see Doctopus get started, and it will add some columns to your spreadsheet. And what we need to do now is populate this information with the information of our students. Now you can type this in if you don't have a lot of students. What I would suggest is set up an email address collection form where you have students submit this information to you, and then it's just as simple as copy and paste. And I've already done that in this spreadsheet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the information that I need and paste it into the Doctopus spreadsheet. So now that I've got my information copied over, I need to refresh my Doctopus script over here. So we'll go ahead and click Refresh, and that will recognize that we've added student email addresses and names to our spreadsheet, and it will allow us to save this roster. So we want to give this roster a unique name, so I would suggest you do this for each section of your class, or for each class period. You make a separate roster for each class period. So we'll say this is my Science Period 1 class, and I'm going to label it as that so that I know what this is. Now the next option we can go ahead and do is create the class folder. So we want to go ahead and check that box. And this is going to allow us to set up shared folders. What it's going to do is it's going to create a handout folder and a hand-in folder, and share those and share the handout folder with your students. It's also going to create a hand-in folder for each student and share that back with you. So rather than having your students have to do this manually, this add-on does it all for you. And so this is really great to use with younger students who may not be able to get that manual sharing process down. This does it all for you. So here's what it's going to create. So in your drive, it's going to create a Science Period 1 folder. And within that folder, it's going to have some subfolders. So it's going to create a teacher folder for you. It's going to create a class edit folder, which means the students have edit rights to the documents you place in this folder. It's going to create a class view folder, which means the students will only be able to view the documents in this folder, not make changes to them. So in this folder you might put your syllabus and your class rules and those types of things. And then it's also going to create a students folder inside your drive, and within that folder it's going to create one folder per student. So these are hand-in folders for your students. So folders will be created in their drive, then they will be able to hand-in documents in these folders that you will have access to. So that's what the makeup of this looks like. So if we're satisfied with that, we're going to go ahead and say create and share folders. And then Doctopus is going to go to work. And you'll see some things happening over on the spreadsheet, and you'll see when the folders are created. That will also it'll kind of keep you apprised as what's going on with the script, and when that's done, you'll see a message over here. Okay, when it's finished, it will tell you how many folders it's created, and you will also see that right here, listed right here, all of that has been created. So we can actually go ahead and save this roster, and if we ever need to run the Doctopus script again, we can call up this roster and we'll be able to run it using the same roster. So we won't have to fill in the student name and email address anymore. So we'll save the roster and continue. Now, as I said before, Doctopus can be used for a number of different things, and we'll look at those options in different videos. But what I want to do now is kind of show you what's happened behind the scenes. So I'm going to switch over to my drive, and you can see in my drive a Science Period 1 folder has been created. If I open up that folder, you're going to see the folders that I mentioned that that Doctopus was going to create for us. Here is a class view folder. It's been shared with all of the students in my class. Here is a class edit folder. Been shared with all the students in my class. It's also created a teacher folder for me, so I can keep my documents for this class in this folder if I want to. And if I open that up, we'll actually see the roster that we created in the first steps of Doctopus has been moved to this folder, so it keeps me really organized. If I go back up to the main folder, again, this is the students folder, so if I open this up, here are each of my students' hand-in folders, all nice and neatly organized in my drive. I've switched over to a student account to show you what happened on the student side of things. Now, we aren't going to see anything in the student's drive. When things are shared with them, we're actually going to have them go to Shared with Me to find those documents. And here you can see these are the 3 folders that were created for each student and shared with them. So what you can have your students do is they can go back to their drive and they can create a folder for science, for example. That's the class we're working with. We'll go ahead and create that folder. And then once they get that folder created, they can select these science folders, their hand-in folder, their handout folder with edit rights, and their handout folder with view rights, and they can take all of those folders and move them into their science folder that's in their drive. And that just makes those things easier to access so that they don't have to keep going into Shared with Me to get at those things. All of these folders have been shared, and it's the Doctopus add-on that did that for us. I'm back here in my teacher account, and again, these are the folders that were created with the Doctopus script. So by using the Doctopus add-on or script, your students don't have to share folders with you. The script does it for them.